Hello friends, my name is Ankit and welcome to yet another lecture on IUPAC nomenclature for class 10th. So this is the second part of our lecture series. In the first part we saw basic nomenclature. In the second part we'll try to learn how to name the compounds with substituents. So here we have listed a few substituent examples. There are other substituents as well, but let's keep our focus on a few of these. Like fluorine is called as fluoro in case of you'll have to remember these names. Okay, so fluorine will be called as fluoro in prefix, chlorine will be called as chloro, bromine will be called as bromo, iodine will be called as iodo. And one more thing that we need to lay focus on in our class 10th is that an alkyl group, what is an alkyl group? It's a chain of carbon atoms. So it can be a chain attached to a main chain, as we saw in our previous class or up in our previous video. Look at this second example. Here you have a main chain, and the chain that is attached to this main chain is a carbon chain. So this is known as an alkyl group. This is called as an alkyl group. And how is it named? So alkane, like these are two carbon atoms. So the word root is eth. And when it was a main chain, we used to use a suffix as ane. In this case, we use suffix as il, alkyl, so ethyl, right? Like here they have shown that if a single CH3 group is attached to a chain, it is called as methyl. So single carbon group attached is methyl, two carbon groups will be ethyl, three carbon groups will be propyl, and so on. Some of these we saw in our last lecture. Let's move ahead with our examples and learn how to use these in naming IUPAC, in doing IUPAC nomenclature for organic compounds. So let's take the look at our first example. This is our first example. Here we have a carbon chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the word root, the first thing is from 5 carbon chains is pent. Let's also number this out. So as we learned in the last lecture, that we try to number so that the substituents get the lowest possible number. So we number it from the right hand side. So you number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the bromine comes as prefix. You can look at this here. The prefix for bromine is bromo. So it's placed at position 2. We name it as 2 bromo. This is our prefix. Okay. This is the prefix for the compound name. Then there is word root. Because there are 5 carbon atoms, the word root is pent. So we'll call this as word root. And the suffix, because this is a carbon chain with all single bonds, there are no double bonds or triple bonds, as we saw in the last part of our video, we'll call it as ane. So we'll have ane as a suffix. This is known as our primary suffix. Primary suffix. So the name comes out to be 2-bromo pentane, and that is the name of this compound. This is how you will name this compound using IUPAC rules. Let's move ahead to our second example. So here is our second example. We need to identify the longest possible straight carbon chain that we have. So if you look at this example, you can either take this straight chain or you can take this bent chain. In both the cases, or in three of these cases, always what you get is how many carbon atoms? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4, 5, or you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4, 5. So it won't matter whichever chain you take, the longest carbon chain will be a 5 carbon atom. So let's take the straight chain. We let the straight chain as the carbon atoms chain, and let's see what's the position of the substituent. So EU number from left hand side 1, 2, 3. The substituent gets 3 number. If you number from right hand side 1, 2, again it gets the number 3. So in this case the numbering is also irrelevant. You can number from any of the sides. So let's number from left hand side. You number it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so guys, what will be the prefix here? Tell me. This is your side chain which has 2 carbon atoms. So the prefix in this case is eth will be the word root for the prefix, and as we saw that alkyl group has a suffix il, like methyl CH3 was meth, with il. So this will be eth with il. So the prefix will be ethyl and it will be placed at third position. So let's write the name. So the name comes out for this compound is 3 ethyl. Pent is the word root for 5 carbon atoms, and because there is no double bond, the suffix will be ane. So this is 3 ethyl pentane. Let's look at a third example, and in this example we will try and learn something new. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons as a main chain. And if we see the numbering, we see that numbering from left hand side is advantageous because the substituent is getting number 2. If we number from right hand side, you get 1, 2, 3, and 4. So definitely number 2 is smaller than number 4. And as we said, that numbering will be done in such a manner so that the substituent gets the lowest possible number. So let's identify our main chain. Let's mark it out. Let's number it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And in this case, we have two substituents. So let's number them and name them. So if we try to write what will be the prefixes, so there will be a 2 chloro and 3 bromo. Now, as long as what's new that we learn here is that as long as we had only one prefix, we were never concerned that which prefix will come first. Now we have two prefixes here. One is 2 chloro, another one is 3 bromo. And while writing the name, we have two possibilities. You either write 2 chloro and 3 bromo and then write the name, or you write 3 bromo, 2 chloro, and then write the name. So in this case, what we will do is remember the rule. The IUPAC rule says that you always write the prefixes in alphabetical order. So according to alphabetical order, bromo will come first and chloro will come second. So the name will go in this way, that you will write 3 bromo first because alphabetically B comes before. So you have 3 bromo, then you have 2 chloro, and then you see the carbon chain, word root, main chain, 6 carbon, you have hex. And if there is a double bond, we would have named it as ene. If there would have been a triple bond, we would have named it as ine. Because there are no double or triple bonds, we name it as ane. So you have 2 bromo, 3 chloro, hexane, and that becomes your name for this compound. So I hope you got this point, that while writing the prefixes, the rule that we understood here is use the alphabetical order. Okay, let's try and apply this at another example. So guys, try doing this alongside with me. So in this case, again, look at the carbon chain. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 carbons. And you can see clearly that if we start numbering from left hand side, the numbers come to be the smallest for substituents. So numbering will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So now here you have 3 substituents, right? So let's write the prefixes for those substituents and we'll see that what will be the order given to them. So you have numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now look, at second position, you have methyl, single carbon here as a substituent. At third position, you have chloro. And at fourth position, you have bromo, right? So let's write the prefixes and then let's do one thing. Let's write this example in detail using writing all the prefixes and word root and suffix. So the prefixes will be 2 methyl and 3 will be chloro and 4 will be bromo. Okay, and what will be the word root? If we try and write the word root, because there are 7 carbon atoms, the word root will be hept. And what will be the suffix? Because there is no double bond or triple bond, the suffix will be ane. Now let's join all these parts and write the complete name. So while joining, see, 4 bromo will come first alphabetically, then you'll have 3 chloro, then you'll have 2 methyl, then you'll have the word root hept and the suffix ane. So by joining all these parts, you need to practice this, writing the parts of the names and then combining them together to write the complete name. As the examples become complex, this practice will help you solve complex problems. So let's join them out. You have for bromo, then you have 3 chloro, then you have 2 methyl, and heptane. 4 bromo 3 chloro 2 methyl heptane becomes the name of our organic compound. So I hope this example clears a lot of doubts and also gives you a good practice for the rules learned till here. Let's move ahead. We have a few extra examples where we'll add on functional groups onto our examples. So as I told in the beginning that we'll be talking about substituent examples are done till here. Now what we'll do is add a functional group and an additional part to the naming, and then we'll use suffix with the functional groups. So I have listed out a table of 3 functional groups. Ketone is aldehyde is a group CHO attached to a carbon chain that is known as aldehyde. The suffix is Al for this, alkane, al. C double bond O is ketone, and the suffix for this is on, right? So aldehyde has a suffix of Al, ketone has a suffix of on, and OH group attached to carbon chain is alcohol, and the suffix is OL for alcohols. So let's see how we'll use this. So we have a simple example here. There are no substituents, so there is no prefix. What are the parts that we need to write? There are 2 carbon atoms, so we have word root as eth, suffix as ane, and secondary suffix as all, because you have a functional group OH attached to it, and we have seen that it uses a suffix all. So functional groups are added at the end of the name of a carbon of an organic compound. So the substituents go as prefixes, prefix, and functional group go as suffixes. So let's join these and write the name, and we'll see how to use this rule in our next example as well. So you have 2 carbon atoms numbering 1, 2. So the name goes as eth, and they, because there are single bonds, you have ane. Now because you have O in our suffix, you remove this E from ethane, okay? So you don't place 2 consecutive vowels together. So when you name this, you remove E. The position of alcohol group is at first carbon, so you have 1 all. So the name of this compound is ethane 1 all, or you can simply write ethanol. Why can you write ethanol? Because if there are only 2 carbon atoms, the alcohol will always be at position 1, irrespective of where you place it. You place it here or you place it here. In that case, you change the numbering to this. So because there is only one type of position available for alcohol group in 2 carbons in a 2 carbon atom or in a 2 carbon molecule. Therefore, the numbering can be avoided. You write it as ethane one all, there is nothing wrong with this, or you can also write ethanol. This is also correct because there is only one type of position available for the OH group to get attached. Now let's move to a little more complex problem where you have a functional group and a substituent, and we'll write the name in detail. Okay, so first of all, let's number the carbon atoms. There are 3 carbon atoms. You give the highest priority to the functional group, that it should get the lowest possible number. So first carbon is the carbon which has OH attached to it, so that is 1, and clearly then you have 2 and 3. Now let's write the various parts. You have a prefix. Prefix is the substituent group. Chloro here, it's placed at 2, you call it as 2 chloro. Then you have word root. Word root is for 3 carbon atoms, it becomes prop. You have primary suffix. The primary suffix is ane because there is only single carbon, single bonds between all the carbon atoms. So the suffix is ane. And secondary suffix, let me correct it and write secondary suffix will be all. And also let's write the position of the secondary suffix. All is placed at 1, so this will be 1 all. When combining these parts, we will get the name of our compound. So when we combine this, you have prefix first, so you have 2-chloro, then you have the word root prop, in, 1 all. So look at this, you have propane, 1 all, and 2-chloro. So you name it as 2-chloro-propane, 1 all. 2-chloro-propane, 1 all. That is the name of this compound. Okay, I hope this is fairly clear to you. If not, just go back and revise this example. Let's do one more example in this video. And in the next part of a video, we'll try and work on more examples with functional groups. Okay, so again, guys, come on, try and write the name with me. What you do is, first of all, find out the main carbon chain. So the main carbon chain is the longest 4 atoms carbon chain. Now, as you identify the carbon chain, what is the functional group? Alcohol. What is the substituent? Methyl. So once you identify all the parts, you can write the different different parts of the name. So the prefix will be for methane, methyl group. So you write prefix methyl, but then it is placed it with carbon atom. Let's number it 1, 2. So the name goes as 2-methyl, or let me write it fairly clearly. You have 2-methyl because it is placed at second carbon atom. Then you have word root because there are 4 carbon atoms. The word root is bute because there are no double or triple bonds. The primary suffix is ane, and because there is an OH group attached, you have a secondary suffix as all, and it is placed at first position, so it is 1 all. So when you write down the name, what you get is, first the prefix is 2-methyl, followed by word root is bute, followed by primary suffix is ane. You remove the e because there is a vowel in the suffix. Secondary suffix placed at 1, and the suffix is all. So the name is 2-methyl butanol for this very compound. So I hope with these examples you got some more clarity in naming of organic compounds. Practice them well, and we'll meet in the next part of a video where we'll practice some more examples with more functional groups and a little more complexity. Okay, guys, see you soon. Bye bye.